Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Today, I think I have one of the most important topics to talk to you. One of the most important topic that I have ever taken up in my editorial. Today, I want to talk to you about justice. Today, I want to talk to you about court. Today, I want to talk to you about judges. And today, I want to talk to you about how confused I am about justice in India. Let's get right to the show. You know, there is a justice in Karnataka High Court called Srishananda. Srishananda, while referring to a Muslim-dominated area, he was passing his judgment sitting in his judge's chair. He was passing his judgment while talking about a Muslim-dominated area. He said that Pakistan, why? Because there are a lot of Muslims. A judge sitting in a high court. This is what he said. You know, the same judge, while addressing a lady advocate, the judge said, "Wait, Amma, why are you telling? You know everything about him. Tomorrow morning, you will tell which color undergarments he wears." But I found that to be cheap. I found that disgusting. I found that absolutely misogynistic. And this judge, Srishananda, decides people's life, decides people's fate. He judges others. I don't know where his moral compass stands, but he judges others. And in case my case goes in front of him, I have no choice but to fold my hands in front of him, call him Your Honor, and take whatever he gives me. And they all tell me I live in a democracy. They all tell me I have the freedom to decide my own fate. And they all tell me that my founding fathers fought for hundreds of years. Hundreds and thousands of them gave their lives to get me that freedom that they say I enjoy today. ठीक है, चलो emotion थोड़ा side में रखते हैं. Let's get into another story. In another story, Bharatiya Janata Party MLA again in Karnataka called a Congress minister, Mr. Dinesh Gundurao's wife, who incidentally happens to be a Muslim, called her a Pakistani. And there the justice was different. The judge on the hearing this petition, the petition, by the way, was filed by the MLA to quash the case, because obviously the minister Gundurao filed a case against him, saying that, listen, filed an FIR against him, saying that, listen, he calls my wife a Pakistani, my wife, and it went in front of a Judge Nagaprasanna. Justice Nagaprasanna, while hearing this particular case, a case that the BJP MLA had put up to quash this entire FIR, the judge said, "No, what is this? Just because he is married to a Muslim, you can call him half Pakistani? Why do you have to say this? Why do you say whatever comes in your mind? You can't dub a particular community to be that. They live here," the judge said. He was very livid. He said, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Rightly so. There is one judge who, because the population in that particular area, there are more Muslims, calls that entire area Pakistan. Judge. Same Karnataka High Court. There is another judge, same Karnataka High Court, where a case came in front of him, where a MLA called a minister's wife Muslim, wife, incidentally, a Pakistani. He said, "What nonsense are you talking about? Do you know what you're talking about?" Two judges, two different attitudes. My question tonight is, am I going to a court or am I going to the session of a judge? Who decides my fate? Who decides what is law? Does a judge sitting in the chair decides what is law, or does the court decides what is law? Now, my question to you. Supposing the judges were interchanged and this judge, Justice Srishananda, were to hear the Gundu Rao case, that is where Mr. Gundu Rao's wife was called a Pakistani, a Muslim wife was called Pakistani. If he had to hear that case, what would that judgment be? Would that judgment be different to what Justice Nagaprasna said? Would that judgment be different? And why should I not believe that the judgment will be different? Because that judge calls an area which is dominated by Muslim Pakistani. He did it. So if some similar case comes to in front of him, he could say that, theek hai, bola to kya hua, what of it? He could have said that, which means that what is IPC, CRPC and all, what is all of that? It is what the judge feels. If the judge feels that theek hai, Muslim area should be termed as Pakistani or Pakistan, he can also say that theek hai, if a Muslim woman should be called a Pakistani, he could say that. I am not saying he will say that, but he could say that, wouldn't he? So then, what is this justice system all about? I am wondering, I do not know. When I go to a court, what should I expect? What should I pray? Pray to my Almighty saying that, listen, the judge who comes, he has to be in favor of this particular ideology or in favor of that particular ideology, or that's what I should be praying. It is not that I trust my legal system. It is, I hope I get a good judge. Where is our justice system going with this? Where is our justice system going with this? You see, the Supreme Court has taken cognizance. Let me also tell you, the Supreme Court has taken cognizance to it, a 5-judge bench led by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who had recently invited the Prime Minister of India to his house for Ganesh Puja, D.Y. Chandrachud, along with Justice S. Khanna, B.R. Gavai, S. Kant and H. Roy expressed the need of establishing clear guidelines for constitutional court judges regarding their remark in court. Attention has to be drawn to media reports of the comments made by judges of Karnataka High Court during the court proceedings. We request Karnataka High Court to submit a report after seeking instruction from Chief Justice of the High Court. Chief Justice Chandrachud said, we may lay down some basic guidelines. You see, my worry or my problem with this is, you see, while yes, good, at least they took suo motu cognizance, thank you, that was great, fabulous, but the fact is, it is not a process initiated to ensure that people with such bigoted thought is not made a judge. People with such ideologies are not made judges. Ideologies where if there are Muslims, then it is Pakistan. Such people are ensured, systems created to ensure such people do not become judges. That's not what the discussion is. The discussion is, Baba, a code of conduct banate hain. Taaki at least social media dekh raha hai. How are you going to make, how can judge make such statements? That's the problem. It is not what the judge feels or the judge is made up of. It is what the judge could say in front of the social media that we are all debating. We are debating the symptoms. We are not bothered about the disease. Imagine what that judge is thinking if he calls an area where there are Indian Muslims staying, if he calls that area Pakistan, imagine what that judge is thinking. If that judge can look at a woman and say that, you seem to be knowing the undergarments that your client is wearing, look at what that judge is thinking. I am surprised why we are not talking about what the judge is thinking. We are rather talking about what the judge should be saying in front of social media. That's what we are thinking. And you know what? There is another notice from the Karnataka High Court. That too I want to take you through. The notice from the Karnataka High Court says that no person or entity, including print, electronic media and social media, others, then an authorized person or entity shall record, share or disseminate live stream proceedings or archival data. They say that the use of unauthorized recording in the original form may be permitted by the court inter alia to disseminate news, and for training and academic and educational purposes, authorized recordings handed over for the aforesaid purposes shall not be further edited or processed. Such recordings will not be used for commercial, promotional purposes or advertising in any form. Any unauthorized use of live stream will be punishable as an offence under the Indian Copyright Act 1957, Information Act 2000 and the provision of law including law of contempt. The Supreme Court took cognizance of it, good, and said that, listen, not that, we should ensure that we hire better judges who can judge better, who can deliver judgment, who can be fair, who can deliver fair judgment. That's not what they were discussing. They were discussing in what the judges should be speaking in the court because there is social media. This is what the Supreme Court talks about. What the Karnataka High Court says is, you next time take our proceedings and you air it, we will put you behind bars. That will be contempt of court. We will punish you. So it is not about correcting. It is about killing the messenger, as far as Karnataka court is concerned. And as far as Supreme Court is concerned, unfortunately, the way I see it, it is about ensuring that the symptoms are taken care of. Bolo mat yaar aisa court mein. This is what my first point is. My second point is that there is another court rebukes CBI for claiming West Bengal courts are hostile, warns of contempt action. In a stinking rebuke to the Central Bureau of Investigation, the Supreme Court on Friday castigated the agency for filing petition to transfer cases out of West Bengal. You see, the court earlier on called the CBI a caged parrot. We spoke about that. Today, they rebuked the CBI for castigating courts and saying, "Arey, West Bengal courts not fair. We want to take the case out of West Bengal and all that." It's all fair. Fine. No questions for that. But my question is, what exactly is the responsibility of the judiciary? Is the responsibility of the judiciary is just to, like I say, I use this word quite often in this particular editorial, just to see the symptom and treat the symptom, or is the responsibility of the judiciary to understand the problem and see how judiciary can correct it? What I mean by that is, like I asked last time, when you call CBI a caged parrot, who caged the parrot in the first place? Did the court ask that? Did the court call the Home Minister, the Home Ministry, the Home Department and say that this CBI report, so why are they caged parrot? What have you done to ensure that they are caged parrot? Why do they report to you? Why do they work the way you want them to work? Why is that happening? Why did the court ask? Did the court summon the Home Minister and say, come here, stand here and tell me why? Possibly, had the court done that, then the court is getting into the disease rather than just handling the symptoms. And the case is similar here. They want to get it out of West Bengal is what the CBI says. Court says, why? You are castigating every court is what the court asks. It is what the court is asking. Did the court bother to ask the Central Bureau of Investigation, is there any pressure on you from any top forces to ensure that you ask for the case to be taken out of West Bengal? Is the court asking that? If there is a pressure, then let us know what that pressure is, or let us investigate who that pressure is. Who is asking you to take this outside of West Bengal and possibly take it to another state, possibly in Assam? Possibly. Who is asking you? And if somebody is asking you, then what is the political advantage of that person asking you to take it out of West Bengal and take it to another state? If at all there is a political advantage. Shouldn't the court be bothered about that too? Because end of the day, yes, the court is absolutely right. It is contempt. If every second investigating agency says that, oh, it happened in Maharashtra, so I want to take it to Gujarat. Oh, it happened in Gujarat, no, so I want to take it to Rajasthan. Oh, it happened in Rajasthan, no, so I want to take it to Delhi. अरे ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. This court is not fair. Oh, this government will not support us. Oh, this government is not the government that we report to, so we don't want to work in the jurisdiction of this particular government. Can we take it to another government jurisdiction? Is that how we are going to work as a federal system? Why is the court not addressing it? Because this is going to blow into a bigger problem. If a pidlu journalist like me can understand it, can't these learned judges understand? Can't our system understand? That it is time that they try in their own way to ensure that these constitutional bodies, these investigative bodies are taken out of these political games. These politicians, changul as they call it or whatever, these politicians control and make them independent. Don't these judges, don't these courts need to play a role? Is that too much to ask? That's the point I wanted to make today. Like I said, I believe this is one of the most important editorials that I have presented to my viewers. Because end of the day, it's time we change. It's time we get reforms in our system. It's time we get reforms in our politics, in our administration, in our judiciary. It's time we get reforms. It's time we start thinking for the people. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.